depending on the orders we obviously, it would be maybe 8,000 units or so a week. But now we do just under 60,000 a week.
60,000 units a week?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming out this evening. Thank you. You're fuck too kind.
Yo, what up fam? My name is Andrew Taylor and we are back here with another episode with Vision Made Co. My good friend Josh Spurway. Now Josh Spurway isn't just your regular guy. This guy went through 40 different jobs by the age of 22 and now he has over a 4,000 square meter manufacturing plant here in Australia, the #1 supplement manufacturing company in Australia, and does over $50 million of revenue. And this just goes to show that if you've got determination and you've got drive, you can fucking achieve anything. Josh, how are you, man?
Good.
Josh, tell us who you are and what you do.
My name's Josh Spurway. I'm the founder of Vision Made Co.
Yo, new year, new money, but it's the same old me. Need the yard that don't come cheap before I get ego teeth.
We're a one-stop supplement manufacturer. That means you come to us, we guide you through the whole process of how to launch your own brand. We essentially bring your vision to life. So you might have an idea about a supplement, we do everything else for you.
Yeah, so just pure fitness-based supplements and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, or anything in the health and wellness space as well.
Great,
anything in powder and beverage we do.
Yeah, cool. All right, sweet, bro. Can you show us around? Like if I was a supplement brand, like if I was an influencer and I wanted to start a supplement company, like how does it all work?
Yeah, so you'd reach out to us, we'd set up the initial consult, understand your vision, where you wanted to go, are you wanting to go online or in store. That will dictate a few things around what packaging you need.
Yeah.
We essentially get you a quote. If you're happy with all the commercials, we then go to sampling. And then from there, we develop your product. That's where we bring it to life.
Yep.
We sign off all your flavors, your colors, all that stuff. And
So
then
you do everything from start to finish, essentially?
Everything, yeah. And we've got a technical team as well. They guide you through the whole process of what you can and can't put on your labels, make sure it's all legal and compliant. And then we give you back the finished product ready to sell. So we started in January 2021.
Yeah.
So this coming January will be 5 years old.
Oh, so 5 years old and you're this big already?
Yeah. We actually moved into this building 6 months after starting the company.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Were you like, I'm assuming it's massive out the back there. Like, was it as full as it is now? Or?
No, it was empty. We didn't have pallet racking or anything. We just kind of deep dove in. I knew all the business we were getting and we could get.
Yeah.
And I kind of just took the leap and...
So you just took a massive risk to go all in?
Yeah, teamed up with a developer that I knew and they helped me get into this building for free, essentially.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I learned what a put and call option was and I understood.
Yeah.
They taught me how to do all that, package me up as a tenant, and then they sold this to an investment fund. They paid for my fit out and got me in.
No way.
Yeah.
How many square meters have we got here?
So we got just under 4,000 square meters, including office space as well.
So you took on 4,000 square meters with, like, from the get-go, from the first 6 months?
From the first 6 months, yeah.
That is crazy. And so what, like, at that initial start, was that obviously a massive risk for you?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. What, like, from a mindset type of thing, like, how did you obviously have to overcome that? Because obviously there's a lot of people out there that want to start businesses, but that risk is the biggest thing, right?
Oh, for sure. I think it's just your vision. Like, I understood the clients I had on at the time. I understood the clients that I could get on. I understood where we were going and I could forecast those numbers and back myself, I guess, you know. Nearly 700 grand a year in rent, so big jump.
That is crazy. And would you say there's like a lot of like mindset and like a lot of belief behind it to believe that you could achieve what you've achieved now? Or do you reckon there was still a lot of doubt?
100%. You gotta be almost delusional.
Yeah.
Like, I had accountants and advisors telling me to stop, do this, scale back, you got to fire these people, you're growing too fast, but you just got to back yourself to the point where people actually think you're crazy, but then eventually it comes to fruition.
Like, we get people come to me all the time, like, I want to start this, I want to do this massive thing, and I'm like, whoa, like, slow down, don't go too big, too fast, but you've just gone fucking all in, and it's clearly paid off.
Yeah, we're getting there.
So what do we got in here?
So this is our warehouse. This is where we receive everything, store everything, dispatch everything as well.
Yeah. So
this is actually one of our warehouses. We have another one down the road now.
Oh, really? So you're outgrowing this place already?
The warehouse side, yeah. We still got more room in production to go, but warehousing, I've got another, 1,400 square meters down the road.
Yeah, dope. Can we chat about this product right here? I know this product. This
Straight
is
up.
your personal product.
This is a personal project, yes.
So what made you start on this bad boy? If you guys haven't seen this, I got some more of this over the weekend.
We were launching products for people and I don't know, we just decided should we try and do our own brand, and a mate of mine, Jake, decided that he was running petrol and convenience for My Muscle Chef at that time, so he had all the contacts, and he wanted to get into his own company, so we decided to start this together, and a
little passion project and get it off the ground.
Yeah.
Is it hard to get it off the ground like that? Because obviously the manufacturing side of things, but then obviously comes into play the marketing side of things. That's obviously a completely different ball game.
Yeah, having a product and having a brand are two different things.
Yeah, 100%.
So the brand is the biggest challenge building that as we go. But yeah, we're starting to get there, getting more traction. We're sponsoring more events and athletes and stuff.
You find that by sponsoring and doing all that type of things gets the brand out there a lot more, like their brand awareness.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so this is all of our ingredients, our flavors and stuff. So you can smell all the different flavors. We import.
I wish you guys could smell what I can smell right now.
So we import flavors from all different places in the world. We obviously get as much Australian made as we can. But America makes some very unique flavors for this industry, so we import a lot of flavors from America. I think that sets us apart because a lot of other manufacturers won't do that. And we even get some stuff from South Africa and Malaysia as well.
Okay, because that was a question that I was going to ask. So like here in Australia, because obviously I manufacture overseas, and you probably get a lot of people that will go overseas and manufacture. How is it, you know, running a manufacturing company here in Australia, like competing with, you know, the likes of America, China, you know, Eastern European countries and stuff like that? Like obviously your costings would be a hell of a lot higher than this.
Our labor inputs is a lot higher.
Okay,
but in terms of ingredients, we're actually kind of on par with, with the States. Yeah, and now with the tariffs, we can get ingredients cheaper than the States.
Yes, 100%.
So it's starting to outweigh, like, you know, we can buy stuff now a bit cheaper than the States. We pay a bit more on labor, but we're getting comparative on pricing. And we're getting a lot more brands now wanting to move the manufacturing from the States here.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So I'm actually make 3 American brands now. So they don't ship here anymore.
Oh.
So we've made their products, signed licensing agreements, done all that. We make their products in Australia and give it to their distributors here.
So they're not having to manufacture there, pay for all the shipping costs and obviously import tax and duties here in Australia. You make it. They'll probably be saving money, won't you?
Yeah, and it's not as big for them. You know, before they had to fill a whole container and ship it, and if that container was sitting on the sunny side of that boat for the whole trip, those pre-workouts would go hard and
100%.
stuff. So yeah, that's a lot better for everyone.
How good. And when it comes to flavors and ingredients, is it just like untapped? Like, can you do pretty much anything?
Anything you can think of,
Oh, really? So if you've got an idea, if you've got a flavor that you've tasted before, we can bring it to you and you'd be able to do.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Yeah, this is dope.
Yeah, so when we have a manufacturing order, you know, someone might order 10,000 units of a raspberry pre-workout. That we can't obviously blend that all in one go. So what we do is that gets split into different batches. We roughly blend about 500-600 kilos of a pre-workout max at a time. We don't want to go too much bigger than that. So then we'll break up our batches, and you can see these pallets that are getting staged, or even those ones over there, they're getting staged ready for blending. So we'll what we call bulk. We'll bulk out all the bulk ingredients.
So would you say, what's that, 500 kilos?
Yeah, that's probably about 600 kilos. That's a protein water blend getting ready. It's like a baking recipe. You have the exact amount of ingredients that you need for everything. Now, due to labor and everything, you want to use as many full pack sizes as you can. You don't want to open it
and just leave it sitting there,
So we manipulate our blends to use as many full packs as we can. That's our bulk. That then gets shipped next door in the food safe rooms where we weigh out all the micro ingredients. So you might need 256.7 kilos of collagen, and you can get 250 in full bags. Then you have to weigh out the 6.7 kilos in that room.
Individually,
And then the flavors and the sweeteners and colors and everything. That then all goes through a sieve into a big blending machine. Once that's all blended, it then a sample gets taken to our lab, and that gets tested against a master reference.
To make sure it's...
So when you sign off your final product, the recipe is stored as your master reference. And we make that up every time we make your products. So then we taste it, we visually check the colors, perfect, texture, smell, everything's spot on, and then that gets released for packing after that.
There's so much that goes into this. My probably big question is like, how do you even know all this stuff?
I used to work for somebody that did the same thing as me, and I learned a lot there. But then when I backed myself and left, I just hired people that were industry experts.
100%.
I don't have qualification in anything.
Did you go to university?
I didn't finish grade 10.
No way! And look at this. That is crazy. So, okay, so coming back to that, so you said there's about 600 kilos there right now, right? How many pre-workouts would that roughly make?
Well, that's a collagen water, that one. But if you're talking 600 kilos of a pre-workout, that could make, depending on the size, it could make like 1,000 to 2,000 jars of a pre-workout.
And so you do them in each batches and stuff like that.
Correct, You know, we do have strict quality steps on everything. So every ingredient we buy goes through an auditing process. They have to have the correct documentation, certification. We also do a physical audit of them. If we can get there, or if they're overseas and we can't get there, we do an online audit. We ensure that they're all up to standards for us. We've got GFSI standards here. Which
And what
is
is
a global? It's a global food standard.
Okay,
so
yep.
that means we are recognised in America, Britain,
Okay.
China, everywhere. It's a worldwide recognition. So we've got one of the highest standards you can get. So all of our suppliers have to be within that standard too. Then every product that comes here, every ingredient we test as well.
Yep.
We test for moisture. We test that it matches the C of A.
So you're not only just taking their word for that it's a good product, but when you bring it in,
Correct.
you're actually testing it for
Correct.
yourself
And
to
we
make sure it's up to standard.
Yeah, correct. And we inspect every pallet, every bag, because things get damaged in transport 100%. As well. You get splinters from pallets and stuff, so we check everything. Then when we're doing this, we're checking weights, we're checking everything, because sometimes everyone's manufacturing, these flavour guys are manufacturing, sometimes they underweigh their tubs, so we check the weights and everything.
To make sure everything's perfect.
Because they could have 20 kilos in there, but it could be 18, and that could affect the flavour of the final blend. So we're checking everything. Yeah, once it goes through there, it goes through another 5 or 6 quality checkpoints before it's actually released to sell to the customer.
So strict quality guidelines is something that you guys uphold massively. Because obviously I've seen, as of late, there's, the creatine that is out there, the gummies that are people saying there's so much creatine in there and it's come back and the testers are not right and stuff like that. You want to make sure that if anyone was going to sample your stuff, it's going to be 100% spot on.
Yeah, 100%. Next aisle is what we call our Chinese aisle. They're all the ingredients from China, all the aminos and herbal extracts.
Oh, really? Would you say, how would you say that China compares with all that stuff versus, America, Australia and stuff like that?
Well, you can't get these ingredients from anywhere else in the world.
Oh, really? So you can only get them from China?
Correct.
Crazy.
India is starting to produce some aminos.
Yep.
But outside of India and some places in Germany, it's China.
Yeah. And so, do you have people on the ground that's over there sourcing it, or do you just got connections?
Yeah, we've got partners that source for us and we buy it through them as well.
Yeah.
They uphold the quality, but I've been to China myself and seen firsthand the factories. People talk about made in China, it's dodgy. It's actually not.
It's not, yeah.
Some of those factories are 10 times better than a factory here.
100%. I was just in China at the start of this year, and that was one thing that blew my mind, because that's the first thing people say, made in China, it's bad quality.
Yeah.
I walked in there and I was like, all the seamstress were dressed to the nines. The technology that they actually had there, I was watching it. It was how many sews were going through, how many meters of garment they had gone through, who was the fastest sew time. And I felt like their technology was actually better than what we actually had here in Australia.
And their safety too. So I went to a creatine factory there. Every employee had a tracking tag on them.
Oh, really?
So they could see on a screen where everyone is at any time.
So if something got contaminated,
they knew where everyone was.
Yep.
And then they also had full-time air pollution monitoring and water pollution.
Yep.
So then if they were polluting at all, the government could shut down that whole factory in one go. They even had a camera in the corner. I walked into a room in shorts. I was meant to be wearing pants, and some guy grabbed me and pulled me out, and he was telling me if the government saw me on camera, they would shut the whole factory down. They have to come out and inspect them. So the safety there is on another level, and quality too. It's really good.
There's a massive misconception about what happens over there, because you see what you see on the internet and people say what they say, but when you've actually physically been there firsthand and seen what's going on, it's a whole other world.
They're 30 years in the future to us.
100. Do you know one thing? I reckon that people are sleeping on China.
Oh, 100%.
I believe that people are sleeping on China, even just not the manufacturing side of things, but just the technology and things that are up to speed is just absolutely crazy. So this is all your amino acids.
Yep, creatine, caffeine, citric acids and stuff. Pretty much everything that we import from China.
So for example, you said that you got creatine here. Would I be able to just get a spoon? Would that be the same, or does it need
certain ingredients? No, the creatine. Yep, creatine's ready to go. You could scoop it straight out of the box if you needed to. But then obviously things like caffeine, you want to take a teaspoon of that, you'll die straight away.
Oh,
so
true.
it'll stop your heart.
Fuck. Yeah. So it's the good stuff.
there's some dangerous ingredients as well, and that's where we have to have all these quality steps that we ensure people's safety as well, because this is getting consumed by humans.
Yeah, 100%. What about for insurance purposes as well? Because obviously, there's a lot of supplements that you are making. There's a lot of claims, even though it's the companies that are, claiming these things. So what about from insurance perspective?
We still have our insurances. We've got 20 million public liability cover, and we have to maintain that
at all times.
To make any of these products. But then it goes through the chain of process. So if I made a brand for you, you sold it to Woolworths, someone got sick off that, it goes to Woolworths, goes to you,
goes down the chain.
And then you run a full investigation of what actually happened.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anything in Australia where it's actually been quite contaminated? Not from you, but from other companies and stuff like that you potentially brought into your business to make sure that it didn't happen?
Yeah, for sure. There was, before we sieved every ingredient, we would only sieve certain ingredients that we thought needed sieving. Then we find foreign objects, you get little bits of a rubber glove in someone's product.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And then we're we don't use that color rubber glove. So then we found out it came from the supplier, because it's human error. It still comes through everywhere.
And then going back to what you're saying.
Then we implemented that we sieve every single ingredient, no matter what, if it needs it or not. And any foreign object can get picked up. Yeah.
And then it comes back to what you were saying before, where it's like, it could be a pallet had gone into it or
Correct.
something along. So that make sure they, even though they say that they've done what they have done, it's like you are the final call before it gets put in those products.
Correct,
you want to make sure it's all up to scratch.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, you sometimes get little bits of cardboard, a little corner of a zip tie or plastic, just things that you never think of.
Yeah.
So this is the back end of the production. This is where we finalize the products before they go into the cartons and then onto the pallets. So they'll come out of the room. Once they're out of the room, that means that they've been sealed for food safety. They get the final clean and batch coding done out here, the label put on, and then the final quality check to ensure that they're clean, ready to go into the cartons.
So it gets all bagged in the background before it even comes out here?
Yeah, so in the food safe rooms, that's where all the powder gets filled, the scoop gets added, we check the weights, we do all that. And then every product gets sealed before it comes back out here. Yeah. Because, we're out in a bit more of a
100%.
warehouse environment here.
So obviously there's a lot going on here. Compared to when you first started 5 years ago, obviously, what do we say, 4,000 square meters.
Yeah.
How many units were you roughly doing per month, per year versus what you're doing now?
So per week when I first started, depending on the orders we had, obviously, but we would do maybe 8,000 units or so a week.
Which is heaps, yeah.
Yeah, so now we do just on the 60,000 a week.
60,000 units a week?
Yeah, so we got 3 lines running now. We started with 1 and then
just keep building and
building.
And what are you projecting over the next 5 years?
So in the next 2 years, I want to get the output to 100,000 a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So pretty much double it within the next 2 years.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Crazy.
Well, we have to. We are, the new clients that we've got coming on in business, we're doubling. So.
Yeah, and because obviously the way e-com is growing, social media and stuff like that, people are selling so much more than what it used to be back in the day.
100%, yeah. And with the tariffs, all that, a lot more American companies are wanting to enter the market. So I'm actually going to, I'll be in Dubai and Las Vegas later this month at the 2 biggest expos in the world to catch up with some of the guys that want to enter Australia and have some chats about that. So.
What do you think is like the 2 main things that people need to focus on when starting a supplement company? Would you say it's like the flavor, the ingredients, how it looks, like?
Whoever can brand and market the best wins.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what, everyone wants to come and make the best pre-workout in the world, but what it comes down to is your branding and your community that you build. Because the brands that are succeeding in this industry have the community and the marketing behind
100%. it. Community is
no
everything.
one's questioning them on their formulas. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They just want that community. They want to be a part of that brand and that message that they're pushing out.
Yeah, 100%. So if there was anyone that was starting a supplement company to this day, you'd say first thing, focus on brand community, get that built up, then look at supplements, and then obviously
100%.
tie that all
We still make
together.
a solid formula, but focus on the brand and the mission and what the vision is for that company first.
There's no point having the best product if no one knows about you.
Correct. We get some of those guys. They come through. They have the best product that they think they can make. We do one run and we never hear from them again. Yeah. It just doesn't get traction.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And then they screw themselves on the price point too. It ends up being much more expensive. They then can't make profit after margins and marketing and stuff. So.
Yeah, 100%. All right, Josh. So you've showed us this fucking massive warehouse. It's super, super impressive. We know what you do now, but let's rewind the clock. Like, who was Josh, because you've been in business 5 years, who was Josh 10 years ago? Who was Josh 15 years ago to get you to where you are today?
How old was I? 15 years ago.
15 years ago. How old are you now?
I'm 36 now.
36.
Yeah, so 21.
21.
All right, that's kind of where my story started.
Oh, really?
That's
Perfect.
Good. Yeah, 15 years. So, like I said earlier, I dropped out of high school in year 10. I didn't really finish school. It wasn't for me. I went and thought I wanted to do an apprenticeship. That didn't work.
What was your apprenticeship?
Metal fab, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually had, I counted once. I had 44 jobs by the time I was 22 or something. Or 21 or 22.
44 jobs?
Yeah, I just couldn't take authority. Every time I had a job and they told me to do something I didn't want to do, I just quit.
Do you think for you it's like deep down you always knew that there was more for you and it's like...
Now I do, but back then I was just lost.
Yeah, 100%.
And, smoking weed, doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
So getting caught up with the wrong crowds back then. And, I would actually quit a job to go hang out with my friends. It was stupid.
Wow.
Everyone's done when they're that age,
Yep.
but... then it all started, I was at a house party and I got jumped and I got my head kicked in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I remember my dad had to pick me up, my eye was closed and my mouth, my whole lip, I still got a scar, was split open, I couldn't open my mouth.
Yeah.
It was pretty messed up and I decided I needed to learn martial arts or something. So I went and found a Muay Thai gym. And then I fell in love with Muay Thai and the culture of Muay Thai and everything around that. I did that when I was about 19 and that kind of set me straight a bit. I stopped hanging out with all those idiots.
Do you think it taught you discipline as well?
Yeah.
Discipline and structure, because obviously, from the age of 21, smoking parties and all that type of stuff, just doing whatever you want, that it's set that determination into you, that you can actually achieve something.
100%. And especially when I started fighting, because if I didn't put the discipline in and do all the steps I had to do, then I would lose the fight.
Yep.
Like winning a fight is whoever wants it the most,
Yep.
and whoever does the most behind the scenes.
As you
wins
versus
those
you.
fights. Yeah.
Yep.
And obviously it's a big mindset thing too. So it taught me a lot about mindset and positive thinking and how to visualize winning and everything. That taught me a lot. And I think I fought for about 10 years. So on and off.
Yep.
I never took it too seriously because I always had business ambitions as well, so I was getting distracted.
So you always knew deep down that you wanted to do something more, but you didn't have the direction and the guidance to do it.
Yeah, and at that time my trainer had a shop called For the Fighter actually, and it was a shop at Slacks Creek. They used to sell boxing equipment and supplements. He then opened a shop on the north side, which I started running for him.
Yep.
And then I bought it off him. I got on like a payment plan, bought that shop off him.
Yep.
So by the time I was 22, I had my first shop.
So you've gone from smoking weed, partying, you had a massive incident that, shocked you to a couple of years later now owning a shop.
Correct, yeah.
And what do you think the biggest mindset shift from that to owning a shop was?
Just that there's more to life than sitting around
smoking bombs
smoking
all
weed
day.
and doing nothing.
100%.
Yeah, and then I had ambitions of being a good fighter, and then I started to build ambitions of being a businessman as well. And so both of those running at the same time was keeping me out of trouble.
Yep.
Well, so I thought it was, but I was still getting up to the wrong things back then.
Yep.
Selling the wrong things and in the wrong industry, and I learned how to run business the wrong way. And then I got a little bit in trouble by the law when I was about, I think 26 or something, and that shocked me again. So I feel like I've gone through these different stages of my life and kept shocking me into.
Do you think
the
like
next
that
level.
hustle from what you were doing back when you were younger, as in selling the wrong things, has kind of brought that hustle into what you're doing now, but in the right things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I will reply to messages at 10 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
And if a customer calls me at 1 in the morning, I'll pick up. It's
100%.
What
It's
I always
business.
used to have to do.
Yeah, 100%.
But I've always had that hustle. Like even in high school, I used to sell cans of Coke and chewing gum and cigarettes.
Yeah.
And, I had my locker with an esky in it with cold drinks, and I would always be making money selling.
Yep.
So I've always had that. I've always had an ambition to make my own money because I came from a massive family and my parents couldn't afford to give us things or put us through sport. We couldn't afford to play anything outside of school.
Okay, yep.
Because it was 9 kids, single income.
Okay.
Yeah. So I always had to make my own. I had to save up, buy my own first car, buy anything I wanted, I had to buy.
So you've had to do everything for yourself. There's no handouts. And do you think that's why you've taken that risk from, going from being that bad kid to opening up your first shop to now taking that risk to open up a 4,000 square meter building 6 months after you started, believing in yourself?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, believe in yourself. Because if you've got the right mindset, you do the actions, and you don't give up. I think that's the main ingredients to that recipe, because it's the people that give up that fail, really.
100%.
There's always a way to keep moving. Like business is hard. It's not for everyone, especially when you're scaling.
100%.
I'll be honest. There's days that I've gone through in business that some people would hang themselves.
Yep.
Like, as bad as that sounds,
it's true.
It's why there is a high suicide rate in founders as well.
Yep.
Like, because it's not for everyone.
Yep.
You have to have a tough mindset, really.
So when you come to those moments, because like even I get them inside, my day as well. It's like you have those absolute peaks where you're just on top of the world, like you feel like absolute king dingling, and then the fucking next day you're just in the dumps and like you feel like your whole world is falling apart. How do you overcome those types of things? Because obviously it's a big thing to try and pull yourself out of. Like, do you have supportive friends, family? Who's around you? Or is it just you that's pulling yourself out?
Probably, I pull myself out a lot by myself. But I do have good friends. Nathan, Fitness Cartel, we train together quite a lot, and we call each other if we're in a situation we need advice on or anything. So I got good support with him and other people. Yeah. But I think a while ago I learned that there's good and bad in everything, and there's happy and sad in everything. Yep. So no matter how bad something is, there is a positive in it. No matter I guarantee you, no matter what your situation is, there's a positive.
There's a positive in everything.
And then no matter how good something is, there's a negative as well. Like you can't have one without the other. So when you learn to understand that one doesn't exist without the other, then you understand that, well, it's temporary, because everything, the balance, the scales move, Yeah,
I always think about life as like a pendulum swing. It's like you've got a negative and a positive. When you're too far in the negative, it's going to bring you back to the positive. If you want to come out of that, if you're too far into the positive, you're going to fall into that negative just harder. It's all about being centered and grounded, that mindset behind it as well.
100%.
Yeah. So we've gone from opening up the shop at 21,
22,
22. Do you still have that shop now, or do you sell it?
No,
What happened?
When I got in trouble, or just before that, I sold it to a friend.
Yep.
But at that point, I had met the owner of YouFoods, and he had just started this meal company called YouFoods. He
Yep.
came into our gym and pitched all the kickboxers there that we should be eating this. It's healthy for you. And then I said to him, you should let me sell this in my store. And so I was the first person to ever sell YouFoods in the store.
Crazy.
And I got that pumping. I got that up to 1,000 meals a week at one point.
Oh wow! Just from your store?
Just from my shop, because I'd get people placing their weekly orders and
Yep.
stuff there. He was getting, his business was starting to grow online really strong, but his retail wasn't. He had about 10 stores, and they weren't selling anywhere near what I was. So
Yep.
he pitched to me that I should come on and run his retail side of his business, because he wanted me to teach those IGA store owners
Yep.
how to pump the meals and stuff. And at that point in time, I was wanting to work for myself. I was going through a few things. I had a relationship fall apart back then, and that stuff with the police.
Yep.
So then I was like, this would probably be a good switch. I'd go get a stable income, build a career. So I decided to do that. And it was probably the best move I ever made.
How did you go? Because you were saying before that it's just like you couldn't take directions from other people, from going from running your own shop to then going under somebody else.
Yeah.
How was that transition?
Well, I think because I had the relationship with him. He wasn't a stranger. We were very similar.
Yep.
He dropped out in grade 9 or 10 as well, so he hustled his way through that business.
He understood what it was like, and he was able just to let you just do your thing as long as you're bringing numbers in.
Well, yeah, as long as I was hitting the KPIs and building it and showing progress, he was happy. And so I kind of had a free reign in that side of the business, and we grew that in 4 years. We grew that up to 45 sales reps.
Yes.
And he was doing about 2.6 million. We grew that up to 76 million in 4 years.
76 million? Holy shit, no way.
And because we took it up to, from those 10 stores, we took it to over 5,000 stores.
Yeah.
In that
and
period.
You were the front runner to growing that business.
Yeah.
Fuck, that is crazy.
Yeah,
so going from selling 1,000 meals a week to, $76 million a year.
Yeah.
What would you say is the number one key factor that you learnt in doing that to help grow that business significantly?
One of the first things he made me do when I started working for him was read the book The Secret.
Yep.
And I had to watch it as well. But if you haven't watched The Secret, watch it. I haven't watched it in a while. I should watch it again.
Yep.
But it's all about the power of positive thinking and how you can think positivity into your world and manifest things.
Yep.
So I definitely believe in manifesting. Some people think they can sit there and manifest and just
do nothing,
dream and it will come to you. You have to manifest and dream, because then that dictates the actions you're going to take.
100%. Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me was learning off him about goal setting. Like it was the best goal setter I've ever met, and he still is.
Yep.
So we used to go away and have manager retreats at the end of the year. We would set the company structure and the goals, and then every quarter we would have a get offsite. Every month we would have a manager meeting. Every week we would have a check-in. So we used to break down the 10-year goal down to this year, down to this quarter, down to this month, and we had actionable steps. Everyone was in the right. Yeah.
Do you think that's the biggest thing for a lot of people these days, is they want to achieve something? They want to start a supplement company, a clothing company. They know what they want to do. They write the goal down, but they don't break it down to actionable steps. And do you think that's a key play that you should do when you want to achieve something, is break it down to micro 1%ers, just because if you can do 1% every single day, it's going to pay off. Would you say
100%.
that's a key play in it?
Yeah, it's that. Some people, what do they say? You can't. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Exactly.
Like a lot of people look at these goals and
Try not to eat elephants, please.
they look at the goal and it's just a big elephant. And they're like, how do I do it?
Yeah.
See, it's great to goal set,
Yep.
but you have to break that down into actionable steps and break it and work backwards.
Yep. Okay, so we've gone from owning the shop at 21, now doing $76 million a year. They've now moved into bringing a person on to take it, further. Where did that leave you in that business?
I thought maybe it was time for me to try something else.
Okay.
Between that period, I learned how to launch products
Yep.
for YouFoods. So I was launching broccoli chips, some bars. I launched their supplement range for them. So I was working with manufacturers, understanding packaging and barcoding and nutritional panels, how to make all those pieces work. And I really found a passion for that. And there was a supplement manufacturer at the time looking for a BDM. So I decided to jump over there.
Yep.
And, so I worked with them for about a year.
Yep.
So I learned the ins and outs of supplement manufacturing from them. It highlighted for me that there was a lot of money being left on the table in this industry.
Yep.
And it was purely to service. Like, they just weren't replying, they weren't quoting fast enough.
Really?
I could see more potential than the owners could see. And anytime I brought it to them, it was just falling on deaf ears. So I was like, I could do this better myself.
In a world like this, customer service is key. And as you were saying before, if they're calling you at 10 o'clock at night, you're answering that phone call.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like as a business owner, it's like when you've got an idea and that you want to run with it, It's like sometimes you just need that soundboard, and you could be that soundboard that goes, yes, we can fucking do that. Come see me Monday morning, we can sign off on it. And that could be, you know, $10-15 million contract for you.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens.
Oh, really?
I get messages on the weekend, or, you know, some of the clients that live in Texas, they'll message me late at night and stuff, and they'll send me an idea. I'm like, yep, I can do that. And then the next morning I get an email from their team. We're working on a new project for them.
How good.
So you have to be responsive.
Yeah.
Like sometimes these customers too, they'll send that message out to 5 manufacturers.
Who's going to get back the fastest?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've now moved into a supplement company. From that supplement company, how long did you say you were there for? About 12 months?
Yeah.
And then is that when you then evolved into where you are
I started working after hours. So I would do my hours with them.
Yeah.
Then I would go home and work on this new business I wanted to start.
Yeah.
And so I'd work till 10, 11 o'clock at night on this new business.
Yeah.
There was another guy I knew that was in the same industry, wanted to do the same thing. He was working for a supplement manufacturer, so was I.
Yep.
We caught up and decided we should make our own business. That was called Black Label Blending.
Yeah, okay, yep.
And there ended up being 4 founding partners in that business.
Yep.
Through that point as well, I met the boys from Muscle Nation as they had started their supplement range.
Yep.
And so we built a relationship, and they backed me as well to take on their first orders.
Oh, how good.
And that deposit, you know, the deposits that they were giving me helped fund that business. And so
Okay.
that first business, Black Label, once I had left the Prestige Blending where I was at, went all steam ahead with the Black Label Blending, and that business was great too. We did 8 million in our first 12 months there.
Far out.
But then I found after that 12 months that I was the only one up at 10 o'clock at night.
You were the one that was only
I was the
driving
only
the
one on weekends working. I was the only one replying and doing things fast enough, and everyone else was feeling like they had already made it. You know?
Yeah. It's like, bro, we're only just started.
We haven't even started.
Yeah,
and so that was getting to me a lot, and I felt like I was alone, and I had 3 business partners, and I felt alone. So then I thought, if I'm going to do this on my own, I'll do it on my own.
Yeah, run the ball straight. Yeah.
And then that's where, in January 21, I decided to start Vision Made Co. And
Was that pre-COVID, post-COVID?
Post-COVID. 2021.
Yeah, okay.
Well, kind of mid-post,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you find that everyone was like, because obviously gyms are starting to open back up, and people were obviously pumping a lot more supplements.
COVID for us was the best thing. This industry, manufacturing, grew like crazy through
really?
COVID. Because we didn't get shut down because we were essential food manufacturing. So all of our we wrote letters for all of our employees. Everyone could drive around, walk to work, come here. There was nothing for us.
How good.
I didn't enforce vaccination here either. I didn't believe in any of that shit. So we were getting great employees from other manufacturing places that were coming over. Like we were thriving.
Culture. Yeah. So obviously you've gone from that manufacturer. When you first started that first manufacturing company, like what type of capital did you have to start off with? Did you have much cash, or did you have to get investors?
I was 120 grand in debt when I started that. Yeah.
Fuck. And okay, so then you've gone from there to here. Like, obviously, did you get any loans, handouts? Like, how did it work? Because this is a huge fucking place.
From the first place, like I said, the seed customers, just leaning on deposits. You know? So that's where we just kept chasing new orders and getting 50% deposits, and that kept funding the growth. Then from this business as well, I've got to give credit to the Muscle Nation boys. They helped back me as well, move into Vision Made Co. You know, they placed a lot of orders with me, helped with a lot of deposits, that helped fund a lot. Then gave me an opportunity to get more customers and keep growing Vision Made as well. Then we've got the obvious bank funding that a lot of fast growing businesses have, where you fund your debtors and everything.
100%.
And then about a year into Vision Made Co, my old boss from YouFoods wanted to see what I was up to. He actually sold YouFoods. And I guess he was bored and wanted to see what I was up to. And then he came on as a shareholder.
Oh,
so
nice.
He's invested in Vision Made. So he's helped fund a lot of this growth as well.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, man, that's crazy. So it's been a massive journey of everything that you've done from when you were a young kid to where you are now. Do you feel like you've lived about 100 different lives?
Yeah, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I can imagine. With everything that's going on. And so what would you say the biggest growth with inside Vision now? Do you think there's a lot of like from staffing perspective, like I was looking at your Instagram and it's like, you know, the boys were out there, you know, kicking a footy around and, you know, you do barbecues and all that type of stuff. Do you think culture is a massive thing with inside your company?
Yeah, 100%. Manufacturing industry is boring.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's stale. When I started this business, I wanted to create a business that had culture, and so that's where we invest in our people a lot. You know, our number one company value is people first, and we put our staff first, we put our customers first. We just focus on the people. We will prioritize our people over profit as well.
Oh, so, how good! Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is that they will work their staff to the bone, as opposed to then they're trying to find new staff. Where, as you were saying before, staff are wanting to come to you and work here because they know that they're looked after, there's a community here, and it feels like a, you know, a family.
Yeah, look, manufacturing is still not the best work to do, but we make everything else and the people and the vibe and the energy around here good, so people want to work here.
The big question is like, why are you growing so fast? You've been here 5 years now.
Yeah.
You know, you're just about to double your production line essentially in the next year or two. Like, what makes you grow and what makes you stand out from all these other manufacturing plants that are boring and mundane?
I think we focus on the basics, really.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people miss out. We have strict company values.
Yep.
Like I said just before, people first is our first value.
Yep.
We also have integrity. So if we say we're going to do something, we do it. If we say we're going to reply to an email, the team will reply to an email at that time. If we say we'll get you the quote by that date, it comes by that date. And then the third value we have is innovation.
Okay.
And we like to innovate in everything that we do, not just in ingredients and formulas, but the way that we talk to customers, the way that we service clients. You know, we drive business where other manufacturers sit back and wait for it.
Yes, 100%.
So if you were a client of mine, you would see me face to face at least every quarter. Doesn't matter if you lived in Perth or Melbourne, I would come see you.
Go there, yeah.
Someone from this company will see you once a quarter. We also have fortnightly meetings with our clients as well. We're checking in on projects that they're doing. We're also driving innovation. So when we sit with our clients, we're pitching new ideas to you instead of you having to come up with everything yourself.
How good? Because I think that's like, you know, as a business owner, you know this as well, is when you're so busy, sometimes you just don't think about, you know, the new ideas. You don't have time to sit down and do it. When somebody comes to you and go, hey, I've got this idea. This is where I think you should take your supplement, because we're doing this for XYZ over here. Like, I think we could potentially incorporate it over here, and that really helps with them.
Yeah, and look, I think that's working, and word of mouth is spreading. You know, people are actually calling us and saying, we got told we have to work with you.
Is that how you're generating your business? Is it all word of mouth?
Word of mouth, yeah.
So you've done like next to no marketing?
No, so when I started the company, you know, I did the logo and website myself. And we've never touched it since.
Oh, really?
And then only recently we redesigned the logo, we've redesigned the website. We did our first expo, was it last week or the week before? That was interesting. Like, we didn't know how it'd go being a manufacturer, but it was really good. We got probably more leads than we could handle.
How good.
And I want to build a brand for this business. Manufacturers don't have a brand because they make other brands, but I want to build a bit of a brand around Vision Made and be the face of it as well.
So that they know that it's like, oh, they're the goats of, you know, the pre-workouts, the creatines. They've done it for themselves. I want to be able to do it as well. Okay, so where do you see, you know, Vision Made in the next 5-10 years? Is there an exit? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah, so we have a clear company mission. Our company mission is to be the most trusted and sought after supplement manufacturer in Australia. Now, what that means is, if someone's sitting in Texas or they're sitting in Europe and they want to enter the Australian market, they think of Vision Made first. That's where I want to get the company, but we also want to be a one-stop shop for them. So we want to be able to develop their product, manufacture it, store it, distribute it for them.
Full one-stop.
Yeah, because you know, the guys in America, they want to enter the market, but they have to deal with 3 or 4 different companies. They get lost and confused. They need to then put someone here. It doesn't work. So we want to be able to give them that solution. You want to come to Australia, we'll do it for you.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Okay. My last question, well, I've got two more questions before we wrap this puppy up. If I was somebody right here, right now, and I wanted to start a supplement company today, what's something that I would be focusing on first I know we spoke about brand and community and stuff like that, but you know, where would I start? Once I get the product, what would you say is the best way to market that you've seen with supplement companies these days?
I think it's like any business, solve a problem.
Solve a problem.
And remember that supplements are to supplement your diet and your intake, not to replace. I don't like these meal replacements. You shouldn't be skipping the whole lunch just to have a little shake.
Just a protein shake,
It's like, it's a supplement. Supplement your diet, supplement everything, and solve a problem. So if you want to innovate a new product, make sure it's solving a real problem, and you do the research and you do the testing and it actually works.
So that's the biggest thing, is just solve that problem.
Correct, because then you're not bullshitting. Like, you can just talk about, no, we actually made this and it works.
It's not just a pre-workout. It's like, this is the reason behind why it does what it does. It's going to help you XYZ perform. Okay, cool, man. So we've covered a lot here, you know, from where you were at 2021, you know, troubled kid, you know, got into a lot of strife, you know, opened up your first shop, worked it up. If you could send a 30-second voice memo to yourself before starting Vision Made Co. to tell you like that you've made it, what would you say to yourself so that you could fucking believe in what you're going to do?
It'd probably go along the lines of something around, don't be so trusting. There's, you know, take your time with relationships, don't rush relationships. Do the due diligence, do the boring admin early, get the cadence in with your, your corporate structure and everything. Make sure that supply agreements are in place. Make sure that expectations are clearly laid out between you and your clients in the get-go, so then you never bump heads down the track. It's all clearly written out. You've shaken hands and you understand how you want to work together. And then also learn how to cash flow, how to manage your cash flow, and how to really manage your cash flow. That's the hardest part about any growing business.
Especially growing so fast too.
And you get addicted to the growth. So people get addicted to revenue, where revenue is vanity and profit is sanity.
100%,
You need to understand how to really make profit. In manufacturing, it's hard. You've got to monitor every person out there, the hours that you spend to make a single product. And you can make tweak all these little levers that can then really change your profit. So trying to profit sooner as well would help with cash flow growth. So.
Perfect, man.
It wasn't really a concise voice.
No, I get, and hopefully they took value from that as well, because I definitely understand within my businesses, we all get caught up in the revenue and like, oh, it looks good, you're doing, 8 figures a year, like it's all great, but then when you break it down, some of these companies that are doing 8 figures a year are running at a loss. And it's like, don't focus so much on the revenue, focus on what's actually profitable inside your business. 100%, and then you can scale from there. So, Josh, I just want to say a massive thank you for showing us around this fucking massive place. If anyone wants to reach out to you, where's the place to find you?
visionmadeco.com.
Instagram?
We have Instagram. We have Instagram and our website and LinkedIn as well.
Anyone wants to ask you any questions personally,
just message my Instagram. It's just Josh_Spurway.
Done. You heard it here, guys. Appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for showing us around.
On to the next one.